So today I'm talking about a Kia with the P0101 code, what it is and how you go about fixing it. And so what is a Kia P0101 code? Well, it's a mass or volume airflow circuit range performance problem. And what does this mean? Well, there's a sensor located on the air intake called the mass airflow sensor, and it basically measures all the air that goes into the engine. And the onboard computer uses this information to adjust the air-fuel ratio mixture that's going into the cylinders. And the computer's seeing a problem with this sensor, so it's going to have to be troubleshooted on why. And some possible causes, well, it could be a bad or dirty mass sensor, could be a dirty intake air filter, could be in the wiring, could be a blown fuse, might be a vacuum leak. And it's also possible that the exhaust is restricted, like a clogged catalytic converter or something like that. But usually when that happens, you're going to get other codes. So if you are getting other codes, be sure to pay attention to that. And so the first thing to do when you get this code is go check out your air intake filter. Be sure it's not dirty or clogged up or anything like that, because if it is really clogged up, it could block the airflow and it could throw these sensors off. So be sure that that looks like it's good. The next thing to do is go locate the MAF sensor on your particular Kia. It's usually pretty easy to spot. It's usually around the air intake box. It'll be in between the air intake filter and the throttle body. And once you locate it, be sure to check out the wiring real good. Be sure everything looks like it's plugged in. There's no damage or anything like this. Basically, just be aware anything wrong with the wiring is going to cause the same symptoms as a bad sensor. Also keep in mind that these are on a fuse. And if the wiring all looks good, then a very common problem with these sensors is that they just become dirty and they just need to be cleaned up. There's a special cleaner that you could buy called Mass Airflow Sensor Cleaner. And basically you take them out, you clean them up, you put them back in, you clear the code, and then you check to see if the code comes back. If you can't get a hold of Mass Airflow Sensor Cleaner, isopropyl alcohol quite often works pretty good. You can also test the sensor to see if it's good or if it's failed. There's some good YouTube videos on how you go about testing these. But the next thing to do is either test or replace that mass sensor. And so if you do all that and you're still getting this code and you just can't get this code to clear, then it is possible that there's a vacuum leak going on somewhere, that one of these hoses is leaking or something along those lines. Because if there is a vacuum leak, then it could throw these sensors off. And there's some different methods for going around trying to find a vacuum leak. You could try to visually spot it or listen. Some mechanics will carry around like a spray, and they'll start up the engine and then they'll spray where they think the vacuum leak's at. And if the engine idle changes, then they know they found it. Another method is the smoke machine method, where you speed smoke into the air intake, and wherever the smoke comes out, then you know that's where the leak's at. But if you checked out that wiring, you know it's all good, there's no blowing fuses, you tested or replaced that MAF sensor, then the next thing to go and look for would be a vacuum leak. And so that's basically it. I just wanted to give a basic overview of how you go about fixing a Kia with the P0101 code. If you have anything to add, please comment down below. If you have any questions, ask me and I'll try to answer them. If this video helps you, please click like, please click subscribe, and have a good day.